Are you exhausted from the daily mealtime battles with your picky little eater? Maybe you've tried everything from hiding vegetables in a smoothie to a reward chart to even just one more little bite, Johnny negotiations. If you're like most parents I meet, you've probably read countless articles about behavior modifications and tried literally everything in the strategy book. But what if the real root cause of your child's picky eating wasn't about the food at all? And what if it's about their nervous system that's actually fighting against them at every single meal? Studies show that upwards of 22% of children are classified as a picky eater, with 40% remaining picky for over 2 years. But here's what most doctors aren't telling you: that picky eating often has less to do with stubbornness and very little to do with behavior, but more it has to do with an overwhelmed nervous system that's just not allowing that child to enjoy their food. This video is for parents who have tried everything to help their picky eater, but haven't found anything of a lasting solution. If you're exhausted from hearing that they're going to grow out of it, and you're ready to understand the real root cause, this information could change everything that you're knowing and doing right now. We're going to dive deep into the surprising neurological causes of picky eating and revealing why traditional approaches fall short often. You're going to discover how the nervous system impacts food preferences. More importantly, how neurologically focused care can transform your child's relationship with food. I'm going to start off by a story of a practice member, a little boy named Leo. This little boy his story is going to sound familiar to a few of you parents. Before finding neurologically focused chiropractic care, Leo's family had really a significant challenge with his eating habits. There were a lot of days where he just wouldn't eat at all, and if he would eat, it was a very limited amount of food, and mostly it was really junk food. His mom remembers feeling completely hopeless because everything that her pediatrician kept telling her is that, don't worry, he's going to grow out of it. They really provided zero assistance at all. They tried speech therapy, they tried eating therapy, they had taken online classes, they had read every single book, they'd really exhausted everything. Now, the life of little Leo changed drastically when his parents found more of a neurologically focused approach to his care. Through the specialized scans, they actually understood the real root cause of Leo's struggles. His nervous system was just overwhelmed and incredibly dysregulated. Now, today, Leo's sensory skills have improved dramatically. His meltdowns have decreased and almost gone completely, and is eating surprisingly regularly, meaning that he's trying new foods, he's eating his vegetables, he's trying things that his parents never would have thought he would try. He's transformed from really a struggling picky eater to thriving, happy little boy, and that's a huge success that we see very commonly with practice members in my practice. Now, to understand what leads to picky eating, we're going to break down how the nervous system connection is really set up, and it's going to make sense to you once you understand these factors. Your child's picky eating likely stems from a neurological state called sympathetic dominance, and this is where their nervous system is stuck in constant flight or fight mode. Now, when you're in fight or flight, your body's in a constant stressed out state. Now, the state creates a sensory overload, which makes normal food textures, food smells, food tastes, they're literally overwhelming to the body. So when the nervous system is stressed, it actually programs the brain to crave simple carbs and sugars. And these foods can be quickly broken down and converted to energy. So when there's a sensory dysfunction inside the body, in this neurological dysregulated state, the brain starts to pre-program the body, and it then prefers simple foods. In our society, everything's a simple food, and that's why it is very struggling for families to change and introduce new foods. Now, there's three root causes that I see personally as the most common with regards to the picky eaters in my practice. Up first, it's the most fun, it's the sensory processing challenges. Now, subluxation in the upper neck and brainstem regions create nervous system stress. Now, if you've watched other videos, you understand the perfect storm, how the subluxation can be developed in this area, and if not, take a look at the other videos. But this subluxation process is going to lead to a heightened sensitivity to food textures, food temperatures, and food tastes. Now, what seems normal food texture to you, and it's going to feel extremely uncomfortable or even painful to your child. So that subluxation process is one of the major contributing stressors that we look for with a dysregulated nervous system. Now, another common cause is vagus nerve dysfunction. Now, the vagus nerve controls digestion, appetite regulation, and the brain to gut connection. When subluxations interfere with the vagus nerve function, it disrupts the natural eating pattern. Now remember, that vagus nerve exits the skull right here, right by the upper cervical spine. And when that dysfunction occurs, it's going to cause digestive discomfort. It's going to make that child associate eating with an unpleasant experience, which can create food diversions, which will associate with them being a picky eater. Now, the last of the three that I see is the oral motor coordination issue. Now, oral is mouth, motor is muscle, and the coordination. So it's the simple coordination of how the mouth actually chews up that food. Now, the subluxations are going to affect the skull, the cranium, and the upper cervical spine, which is going to impact chewing. If you think about it, you put your hands right here on your jaw, you start to chew open and closed, you're going to feel how that intricate network occurs. Now, a lot of kids see this early on. They'll see issues with breastfeeding where they can't suck on the nipple for actual consumption of breast milk. When that happens, that's going to lead to those other sensory-based challenges in the future. And when you have that cranial or upper cervical subluxation pattern, these kids are going to prefer softer foods that they can just suck down. And a lot of kids, they're not getting exposed to these foods early on, so it's an easy preference. Now, the struggle with certain textures is not stubbornness. It's the physical challenge and inability of that oral motor reflex and motor movement requiring proper neurological support. So there's more in-depth analysis that you as a family member can actually do for your child. And just like Leo's family discovered, understanding these neurological connections is really the first step forward in understanding real, lasting change. Now, the good news is that neurologically focused chiropractic care can help to address these underlying issues. And oftentimes, they lead to remarkable improvements in eating habits and overall well-being of the child. Now, at Maximize Chiropractic, we use the advanced technology of the Insight scans to help identify specific areas of the nervous system that are stressed. And these areas of stress might be contributing to your child's picky eating. Our gentle, very precise adjustments help to restore the proper nervous system function, and it allows your child's natural eating instincts to start emerge. Now, this is huge because if you're ready to transform mealtimes from a battleground to ease, we can help. And if you click the link in our bio, call the office to schedule a consult and an Insight scan interpretation, we can start that investigation to see if your child is a candidate for care here in this office to see if we can help him. Don't let another meal end in tears and frustration. We're here to help, and we look forward to serving you.